Today, you're going to hear about a pretty cool partnership between the County Unified Emergency Operations Center and our friends at the Archdiocese. It's funny when our housing coordinator, Jim Matthews, spent part of his time installing a boiler this weekend, but that's the kind of commitment that maybe doesn't get seen every day, but is happening every day by public servants who are going to do what it takes to find solutions. And I want to thank everybody involved for their partnership in that. Again, obviously, the numbers are higher, the death numbers are higher. And so, again, we just have to keep reiterating, stay home, stay safe, and save lives, because that's what it does. Staying home, saving lives. With that, I'll turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. County Executive. And thank you for the partnership. I think the County Executive, right, this has been a really solid partnership. And I think this is exactly what the community is looking for in terms of having the different units of government working together. And having the Archdiocese step forward was truly a blessing, if I can say that, because they were the ones that came to us and said, look, we've got a location here that we think is going to be suitable for this. And it fits so much with their mission. And I want to thank Ken Tutai from St. Francis. I want to thank Jim Matthew. I want to thank everybody who's been involved at the city level, obviously our health department, obviously Steve Mahan from our community development block grant program, and of course the National Guard. But we have to keep our eyes on what the goal is here. And the goal here is to help people help themselves. And we know that unfortunately there are too many people in our community who have unstable living conditions right now. And it might be something that they've had for some time, or it might be a result of what has just occurred over the last month. But there are too many people, particularly some older people that we're focusing on here, who have unstable housing conditions, but also have some of the health conditions that elevate their susceptibility to COVID-19. So you've got that group of individuals. You also have the group of individuals who obviously they now have been exposed to it and need to be in an isolated situation. And so I think that this, again, consistent with the mission of the church, is exactly the type of response that our community needs, is allowing these individuals to isolate themselves, to protect themselves, particularly those individuals who are highly susceptible to this disease, but also to help the public at large, so that individuals who don't have stable housing are not exposing other people in our community, which is exactly what we don't want to see happen. So I'm very pleased that we've all been able to come together on this. I think it's very, very important. I want to touch on a couple other matters that I think are also important right now. The focus, as the county executive said, is on still encouraging people, and we're going to be doing this for a long time, to stay at home, be safe at home. That's what's going to help us. That's what's going to allow us to really turn the corner on this. The more we can have people stay at home, the safer they're going to be, and the safer our community is going to be. So this is a message that we're going to deliver over and over and over again. This is what we can do, we as citizens of this community can do, to help us navigate through these treacherous waters. We know that there are other issues here, and today I'm going to be signing a letter that's going to go to FEMA, very much in support of Governor Evers' request for additional supplies from FEMA. The state has received some supplies, but I talked to the governor in his office this weekend, and we are going to be joining efforts with them to let them know how important this is. So that's going out today as well. We're going to be working with the financial institutions this week because we want to make sure that the actions that they take are not going to put businesses at a disadvantage. We know that businesses are at a huge disadvantage right now, but we want to make sure we're doing everything we can to minimize the disruptions. And I say that, and I think all of us recognize we're really facing two crises here. We're facing the economic crisis that is really a result of the healthcare crisis, but we have to deal with both of them at the same time. The last thing is, of course, the election that's coming up a week from tomorrow. We continue to urge as many people as possible to request an absentee ballot. When we see the requests coming in, they're strong, but they need to be even stronger. I do not want people to be placed in a situation where they're putting themselves our poll workers or the public at risk by going out to vote. It doesn't make sense that we have a national, a state, and a local declaration of emergency, and there's still people who want to push people toward the polls. I did a little research over the weekend, and I could find no other state that is going to be conducting an election during the month of April. That in and of itself should send a message that we have to modify this schedule to protect the public, to protect our poll workers. And I saw earlier today that Waukesha is planning on reducing all of its voting sites to one location. That's the challenge that we're facing. I've talked to the mayor of Kenosha. I've talked to the mayor of Oak Creek. All of us are facing the same challenges because we're not able to get the poll workers. So we're going to continue to focus on this. But again, I want to thank the county. I want to thank the National Guard. I want to thank everybody who's been involved, all those businesses who have contributed to help us get Clare Hall back into circulation. Again, it's got a long history, and it's a proud history. And what we're doing now, again, is so consistent with the mission of the church and what it's trying to do that I think we can all be proud of that. So I don't know if Ken Tutai has joined us or not. If Ken is here, I'd like him to say the mayor of St.
I am here.
Mayor Tutai, I want to thank you very, very much for all the work that you've done as well. Mayor Tutai.
Thank you, sir.
The floor is yours, Ken, if you want to say anything.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing, and I do agree with everything that everyone's just said.
Well, thank you. And again, I think it's great to have this partnership. I think we all agree on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ken. Lauren, back to you.
So, Amy Graw here from the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. I just wanted to say, when the Archdiocese was approached by the City of Milwaukee Health Department about possible vacant locations we could offer to help house the most vulnerable during this pandemic, Clare Hall seemed to be the perfect fit. This building is an isolated location and is currently unused, so offering this option for use not only seemed logical, but it also reflects our Catholic values, as Mayor Barrett just referred to help those in need within our communities. In partnering with St. Francis de Sales Seminary, since this building is located on their grounds and on their location, as well as with the city and county to move this forward, we are all working together in the defense of life by assisting and protecting the most vulnerable, which is what something the Archdiocese has done for over 175 years. It just made sense to be able to assist our community during this crisis if we can. This effort aligns with our call and God's call to love one another. So during this time, it's vital that we work together, religious organizations, the city, the county, to make an effort to slow the spread of this virus and assist however we can. Working together, we have more impact to help our communities. And we are proud as an Archdiocese to be partnering with our city and our county officials to assist however we can during this time. So thank you very much.
And thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Now I'll turn it over to one of my favorite county officials, Jim Matthey, who's been working on your boiler.
Thank you, County Executive, and thank you all. I first want to say thank you to Amy and the Archdiocese. They've been an amazing partner. They've been in and out of Clare Hall with us most of the day, getting things together today. So thank you first to the Archdiocese. County Executive Abley also mentioned the Unified Emergency Operations Team. The public should know this is a vast partnership through all different levels of government. City Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, all the surrounding villages and cities throughout the county, all working together. The public doesn't get to see that level of cooperation. All these different entities and government officials have been on the phone twice a day for weeks planning this out. So we do intend to open up Clare Hall tonight. We'll be taking our first few referrals in the next several hours. The National Guard is their medics are on site providing a lot of the staffing. Also, the City of Milwaukee Health Department is here to staff the facility. They will be on site 24 hours. It's been amazing to get to know all the City of Milwaukee Health Department folks that will be here. Our division through Milwaukee County will be providing housing navigation services. So this is a place for vulnerable folks that have nowhere to go. But it's not just providing shelter. We'll try to provide housing related services upon discharge to try to move folks into permanent housing if possible. So we will have 2 wings here at Clare Hall, one for those who are symptomatic, and then a wing for those who are vulnerable. Our shelter population, some of them are in very vulnerable categories. Many who are elderly have underlying health conditions, so they will be at this location as well. Again, staffed by National Guard providing healthcare services. And it's been great to see the commitment of the National Guard. About an hour and a half ago, we received a large shipment from IKEA for donations, and seeing health department staff and National Guard putting together the furniture all in the same room. It's been a great partnership to see. So it's moving quickly here, and we expect to, again, take our first referrals, one from a local shelter, one from a healthcare facility, and also we're doing daily street outreach still at this time. And there's a couple of vulnerable individuals that are unsheltered that will be coming into this facility as well. Starting small today and then ramping up more tomorrow. And to add one more thing, just for the media on the line, we sent in the chat group links to a donation list. So we have an Amazon wish list for the public, hopefully to donate items. So hopefully the media can take a look in that chat group and then put that out far and wide for potential donations. Those donations can be routed to the Milwaukee Health Department.